Yeah, we will. Not a difficult finish, but hard enough, especially in the fifth stage like this. But we've got a bigger group now with just under 4 kilometres to go now. So some of the riders have made it back up. I don't think Israel Premier Tech will have it their own way now. There seems to be a few of those pink jerseys now in this front group, a little bit further down. Ooh. Just starting to move up now in the right-hand side.
They are, and that's Kokar that's down there as well. I don't know how much energy is expended and indeed how much you'll have left at the end. Big turn coming at 3.5. So this now, after that 90 degree, takes us down towards the 3 kilometres to go marker. And as you can see, they're just weaving at the moment. Tapestry of pain, I think you might say. And this is Mulberhan coming through. I think Brian's just dealt with a mosquito. 3.2 kilometres from home. Time for a flyer, Brian, if you've got the capability.
Yep, JP Lopez. He's been on this deck so many times since that final hill. Don't think he'll stay away because, they're all kind of mob-handed across the road now, 3 kilometres to go, but just no control. This is going to be a rather messy sprint, especially with that large group catching on just with about 5 kilometres to go.
I don't know if Tobias Johannesson is here, but I believe that Martin Urianstedt is for Uno X Mobility. There they are. Can't quite catch the numbers, I'm afraid, on my low-grade monitor here. 2.7 kilometres from home, Kern Farmer decide to pump it up and indeed head off into the blue horizon, but there's a phalanx of others that want to chase. This is interesting from Kaya Rural. I don't think that is Aular, but Gonzalez teeing him up. The trouble is he's going to have to bridge over to him if indeed that is the case. Roundabout coming up, this is going to be a left-hand turn. I don't know whether that means they've got to go all the way around it. Yes, it does. Here it is. 3/4 to go through. Pace has just been knocked right back off. It's catch me if you can with 2 Ks to go, Brian.
I tell you what, they've got a bit of a gap, but it's the team of Bahrain Victorious that trying to bring this back. But on second place there, Pogacar is there. Could this be a steal? 2 kilometres to go. Yeah. And Caharual and Kern Pharma. I think Kern Pharma has put a big dig in and really struggling now. So Caharual is trying to go alone.
That's a long way, and we see mistakes made. This is exactly what happened on stage 1, don't forget, when Nico Schultz came through for victory. Who's going to be tempted? That's a gap, Brian, with only 1,700 metres remaining. If they can climb, they could be in a happy time here.
Yeah, it's been shut down now. We're starting to kind of drag up now. It's Uno X in the red and the yellow that's starting to chase this down. I don't think these two riders will be successful, unfortunately, because the peloton have just got them in their sights now. But you got to remember we still have about 700 and 800 metres of incline up towards the finish.
Yeah, it's going to join us in about 800 metres time. So they'll take this this big S shape right now. That unwinds and they'll have a clear sight of the Flamme Rouge once they've come over the highway here. This is a little bit, as you can see, an overpass. And so it is time to look downstairs. That is Marijn van der Berg who's made the trip, Brian.
Yeah, definitely. And Guillaume Martin as we come over this bridge here, over the main. It's Guillaume Martin. It's knitting it all back together, but it's strung out for the moment. It's hard coming up to 1 kilometre to go.
Well, they come down off that ramp, roller coaster styling. The security bikes are now out of it. 830 metres to go. Wait till they make the turn, because this is where it's all going to start climbing. They come either side of this roundabout. That's at that 800 metres marker. And they're streaming down towards it. And here comes the right-hander. It's now, Brian, if you've got it, but you've also got to have some climbing legs. They get a sight of the finish line. But who's going to be tempted to go first, Brian?
Well, it's a Decathlon on the right-hand side, but it's a bit cagey. Everybody wants to hit out at the right time. We saw Brian Kokar hit out too early yesterday. It's about being patient in this uphill finish.
It is. Who's going to be tempted? Pogacar's just been locked in on the right-hand side of the road. Can't see. And here comes Coquard. He's in the centre of proceedings. Axel Laurence as well. Looks like he's got the power. Coquard's going to come through. Is he going to steal it on the line? Oh, on the line. I think Axel Laurence was asking who on earth got that. Van der Berg was in the frame as well, and Brian Coquard. So the fast men had it. But who won it?
Yeah, looked to me like it was Axel Laurence got that one and the throw to the line. It was very close between 4 riders there, but not as difficult a finish as we had on the first stage. Slightly uphill, but you know, we're going to see it again, and I think Axel Laurence gets it just on the throw.
He does indeed. Goodness me. That was a thing. They didn't shake him out.
Well, he was always going to be a danger, wasn't he?
Yeah.
We named him the whole time, although he's on his own. Last year's World Under-23 road race champion in Glasgow. And that's what it means to him. You know, he's won a World Tour stage in a World Tour stage race. So, you know, that's a big win for him.
Huge. Well, about time too, some would say. He rode that so cleverly. There were other teams. Steve Williams was there. I think he crossed the line in 5th place. Get confirmation of that in a few moments' time. But that was clever riding by Axel Laurence. He was isolated, but just kept himself out of the wind. We talked about him hiding in a chevron of talent around him. He worked that so well. Just have to be at the line first. That's what he did.
There's nothing he could do in the run-in. He just had to sit in that group and sit and hope. You know, it made a little bit of a difference that, you know, one of his teammates came up in that second group with about 5k to go and kind of helped him a little bit. But while this was coming down to a sprint, as we said in the run-in, he was always the fastest in that group, whether he had to help or not. But this slight uphill finish, it was a difficult one. It was about hitting out at the right time. Laurence did. Coquard, not going too early, coming a bit later today. Urla, the Venezuelan champion, with the yellow stripes in his helmet. That was a good sprint from him. Stephen Williams, as we see over on the left-hand side as well. So it was a good battled sprint, and you know, he takes a famous victory, and possibly, I think that's his first World Tour victory.
Absolutely magnificent. Yep. You're absolutely right. Well, he's here now, and we know all about him. I enjoyed that, Brian. That was busy.
I just like the dynamics. We did say you can put all the work in and get nothing from it. Okay, 5th place for Stephen Williams isn't nothing. But when you think of the riders that came up with about 5k's to go, it just made it rather interesting come the end.
Laurence takes it out of Marijn van den Berg. Coquard in 3rd place, ahead of Aula of Cairo Rural. Steve Williams in 5th place, ahead of Conrad Godon, Miguel Barcelo and Van der Broek. Wow, I enjoyed that. Sparky, I think you might say.